opened Kempston Street Studios in May 23. So the history at the minute is quite short, but it forms part of a longer legacy which probably starts with Amazon Studios, quite a legendary Liverpool studio that was outside of the city, which then moved into town to be Parr Street Studios. Kempston Street Studios, we kind of started with the idea of making a community of producers that all worked under one roof, and so everyone was feeding into like a main space, but then also having like a mastering engineer in-house, studios that could be used so you can make projects work on different budgets. So the studio upstairs, which is like a large format studio, is a bit more expensive, but then we have a smaller studio downstairs which would be great for like rappers or singer-songwriters. It's a state-of-the-art facility. We've got Atmos mixing facilities, we've got 6 fully soundproof floating rooms, and it's just more designed with the way that people work now in mind, whereas Parr Street was probably designed with the way that people worked in the late 80s, early 90s in mind, which is, you know, the music industry's changed in a lot of that time. We have a coffee shop which is run by Ditto, which is also really great because everyone can kind of meet up around lunchtime or whatever and talk about what they're working on and maybe share ideas and things like that, or share work. So Kempston Street Studio is definitely designed to be a community. One thing about Liverpool is obviously it's got an arena, so when a lot of the more American or international artists are in Liverpool, they may book a studio. So when we had the old studio, we had people like Drake and Justin Bieber and Rihanna recorded there. We get national artists that come to record. We had the Snuts, we've had Rachel Chinariri, we have the local artists, the Coral record here, Echo and the Bunnymen, Blossoms guys obviously from Manchester.
We're in Liverpool in Kempston Street working on what will be our 5th album. The history with working with the team goes well back to 2014, and James Skelly kind of found us online and reached out. We decided to come and record a single with him, which was in Parr Street. It turned out to be like our debut single, a song called Blow. And Rich was working with James at the time, ended up producing us and then produced everything ever since. So once they moved from Parr Street and opened Kempston Street, the move was natural. Feels like coming home.
Liverpool's got quite a good infrastructure in terms of, like, we've obviously got like good music colleges. I mean, I went to LIPA, Chris went to LIPA. There's a lot of universities here. I think venue-wise, there's quite a good framework where things can kind of rise to the top of Liverpool and maybe translate nationally. There's something about Liverpool. I don't know if it's the history of it, I don't know if it's Port Town, I don't know what it is, but everyone kind of harks back to the Beatles, and you know, that's the standard, isn't it? You know, that's kind of like how good you need to be if you're coming out of this city, I suppose.